Hey, hi everyone. A very good evening to each one of you. I welcome you all to the session today. I hope you guys are doing great. Still, let me know in the chat box kaise ho aap log, how your studies are going, how is everything going. Please let me know in the chat box. Meanwhile, I would like to give you all a brief introduction which will make you all aware of my name, qualifications, experiences and all. So here's introduction. My name is Smriti Singh. I have done B.Ed in English and Civics. I have experience of more than 4 years in teaching, where initially I taught at a school, then I switched to online teaching. Right now, I'm working at Unacademy, where I have started my channel, which is named as English Junior Pro. About the channel, I'll tell you later. Before that, I would like to give you all the Telegram link through which you can join me there on Telegram. So let me tell you, this link is available in the description box where you can go, where you have to click on, and then you will be joining me there on Telegram. Now the question is why I'm asking you that, because there only I'll send you the timings for upcoming sessions, quizzes, and whatever information I have to give you, I will put there on Telegram only. So please don't forget to join me there on Telegram. Now, before I make you all aware of the benefits that you get once you have an Academy subscription, before that, let me announce the topic that we'll be learning today. So the topic is going to be one of the very important topics that we have to learn in grammar, that is prepositions. So if you remember prepositions part 1 we have done, this is going to be prepositions part 2. Okay, so meanwhile, you have to keep patience. Why? Because before we proceed with the topic, I would like to make you all aware of the benefits that you get after getting Unacademy subscription. So the first benefit that you get here is Unacademy is giving you unlimited access to the platform. Means you can watch sessions as many sessions you want to. That is the first benefit. Means number of sessions is not restricted or limited, and that also from your favorite educators. Then comes live polls and leaderboard. It means whenever you will be attending quizzes, you have to answer through live polls, and then you are shown the leaderboard, which tells you about your position or performance. Means whatever quizzes you attended, how you performed there, where you are standing there on the leaderboard. Then comes live doubt solving session. So whenever you are attending a session, if you have any doubt based on the topic that you are learning, then you don't need to go anywhere else. Why? Because Unacademy has taken care of that as well. Because Unacademy is giving you live doubt solving sessions as well. Then comes live interaction. Whatever sessions are happening here on this platform, whoever educators are teaching you here, they are very interactive, and you also are supposed to interact with the educators as much you want. Then comes weekly test series. So here you are not getting just the sessions or the doubt solving sessions, but also you are getting test series. Test series will help you to understand how much you understood the concept, right? If you don't understand well, you can go through the topic again. Now you can see these many benefits you are getting at the same platform. So why shall we not have Unacademy subscription if you are getting everything here on the same platform? For any single thing, you don't need to go anywhere else. Now the question is, okay, you have decided I am gonna take Unacademy subscription. Now the first thing that you need to decide here is for how many months, whatever subscription you'll be taking, for how many months you would like to take it. Okay, so you have a look here on the screen. You can see short term as well as long-term subscriptions are available here on this platform. It totally depends on your need, whether your need is limited, whether you would like to learn limited things or you have to learn everything there, whatever is there in your course. Then I suggest you please go for a long-term subscription because their educator is taking care of everything. Jitni bhi sari cheezein, everything you'll be taught there. Okay, so now this thing you have decided. Now after that, the question arises, what kind of subscription you would like to have? Because you can see here on the screen, two kinds of subscriptions are available here: plus subscription, iconic subscription. Now one by one I'll be telling you about the benefits that you get under them. So first of all, let's deal with plus subscription. So here, if you take plus subscription, you will be taught by India's well qualified teachers. Interactive sessions are going on, structured courses and PDF notes. It means whatever is there in your course, everything will be taught to you. And not just that, but also you are getting PDF notes. आपको PDF notes भी मिल रहे हैं. Then live test and quizzes. It means whatever topics are taught to you, based on that, you are getting live tests and quizzes as well. I know how much you enjoy them. So now you can imagine if they are based on every topic or subtopic, how many tests and quizzes you're going to have. Then comes iconic subscription. What if you feel like having iconic subscription? What are the benefits you are getting under it? So you can see from there till here, you are having the same benefits that I told you you will be getting under Plus subscription. Other than that, you're getting personal coach, study planner, experts guidelines, test analysis. So here I made you all aware of the benefits that you're getting under these two kinds of subscription. Now you have to decide, it's up to you which one you want. Okay, now you have decided, okay, I will have this kind of subscription for these many months. These two decisions you have taken. Now the question is, what are the steps you'll be taking for that? So first of all, you need to go to Play Store if you don't have it in your phone. If the app, Unacademy learning app is not there in the phone, then you are supposed to go to Play Store, from where you have to install the app, Unacademy learning app. Once the app is installed on your phone, then you have to go inside the app to manage goals, from where you have to pick your category. Suppose your category is CBSE class 6. You will pick CBSE class 6 from there. After that, you have to click over here. Suppose you have to take Plus subscription, you will click on Plus. Then you have to click over here, Get subscription. After that, after taking these steps, you have to pick whatever subscription you are taking, for how many months you are taking it. Suppose you would like to take it for 24 months. You will pick 24 months from here. Then while making the payment, for the subscription, if you apply this code given in red, which is Smriti10, which is my code, you get 10% discount on that, which is guaranteed. Now it's about my channel. So here, as many of you are aware, that I have started my channel, which is named as English Junior Pro, which is for the category 6 to 8, where I'm teaching English grammar, literature, vocabulary, and lots of quizzes also I'm going to conduct based on the topics or subtopics that I already have taught you. So what I expect here from you, that please make people aware of this channel, make them aware of the category, what I'm teaching here, everything, bring them to the channel, make them subscribe to the channel, make them attend my sessions. If they are going to like my sessions, they will hit the like button and share with everyone. Now, let me ask you all, before I start with the topic, are you all ready for the topic to be started? If yes, please put it here in the chat box. Topic I already have announced. The topic is one of the very important topics of grammar that everybody has to learn. Okay, this is, we also can say this is one of the basic topics which you have to learn. So first of all, what we are going to do, as I told you, part 1 we have done. Prepositions part 1 we have done. Today we'll be dealing with part 2. In part 2, whatever parts are left, that we'll deal with. Okay, so before we continue with part 2, I have few questions based on part 1, because I have to ensure that whatever I taught you there in part 1, you learned it well. If you didn't learn it well, here you'll be getting clarifications. Okay, so I have framed few questions for you based on part 1. So my first question is going to be, where do we use prepositions? Okay, prepositions, sabse pehle let me ask you, what do you mean by prepositions? Then only I can ask you this question, where do we use prepositions? So if you don't understand what prepositions are, you will never understand what is the place where we are supposed to use them, right? So first of all, before we answer this question, let's answer the question, what do we understand by prepositions? Okay, so let's revise once, let's recapitulate once. Prepositions are the words that we use to establish relation between two words there. Okay, for example, the apple is on the table. So here, when I use preposition there, I establish the relation between the apple and the table. Let me write over here. The example is, the apple is on the table. On the table. Now, I'm sure that you must be able to recognize the preposition that I have used here, right? It's so obvious in the example, which is on. Now, let's revise with the help of this example that how prepositions establish relation between two things, okay? And also tell you about location, about where something is placed, right? So the apple, this is the first thing, and the second thing is table. When I put this on here, when I put this preposition here, it has been able to establish relation between apple and the table by telling you where the apple is kept. So here apple has some relation with the table, right? So this is the role of preposition here, which tells you about the location as well. Now what you have to do about the location, about the time, about the direction, movement, everything, right? Now let's answer this question: where do we use prepositions? What's the place? What's the right place? Because if we understood what prepositions are, we have to understand what's the right place for them. Okay, if you don't understand the right place, you will get confused what prepositions are, right? So the place, the right place, the place where we use prepositions, that place is before nouns, before nouns or pronouns. In a sentence, these words are used before nouns or pronouns. Okay, so as you can see, let's understand this answer with the help of the given example. The apple is on the table. Now you can see the position of this word. Table is a noun, right? Table is a noun, and you can see the position of this preposition. It is placed before this noun. So whenever you have to look for a prepositions, first of all you need to find out what is the noun there. Okay, अगर if you have to आपको अगर preposition ढूंढने हैं उससे पहले आपको noun ढूंढने पड़ेंगे. That is the right way to look for a preposition there in one example. Okay, so here we understood, we got the answer before nouns or pronouns. Let's take example of a pronoun as well. Okay, so the same example I'll be giving you by using a pronoun. The apple is on it. It I have used here, it pronoun I have used here for the table. It मैंने यहाँ पे table के लिए use किया है, right? It is a pronoun. You can see it is a pronoun, right? So noun example you have understood. That is why I thought to give you pronoun example once more so that you can revise it well. So it is a pronoun, and now you have to see the position of the preposition here, right? On is a preposition. This is a preposition which tells you about the location of something. Preposition. And now this answer is justified. We can say now this answer is justified. Why? Because we understood both the examples, right? Noun example as well as pronoun example. How prepositions we can find before a noun or a pronoun, right? These are the best examples. Now we will move ahead with the next question. What do we have next here? Next question for us. Why do we use preposition of place? Okay, if you remember that day we had learned about preposition, the definition of it, and also we had learned about two types of prepositions. They were preposition of place and preposition of time. These two we are done with. So that is why I thought to ask you this question, because I have to ensure that you are able to answer this question. If you are not, I will make you revise, okay? So why do we use preposition of place? From the term itself, it is very clear to you that these must be the prepositions that must be indicating to you about places, right? The prepositions that we use to indicate about places. From the term itself, it's very clear. ऐसे prepositions तो place indicate करने के लिए we use, right? Place in the sense location. If you are indicating about the place, it means you are indicating about the location. Okay, so here one example. First of all, let me write why do we use preposition of place. We use them to indicate or to express, to indicate about, indicate about location of someone or something, about location of someone, location of someone or something, or something. Location of someone or something means what? Here I would like to give you examples. Someone or something means, now what if you have to know about my position? What if you have to know about my location? Where exactly I'm located? Okay, what if you have to know about my location? What if you ask me about my location? Here, I will have to use a preposition to tell you, to indicate to you about the location of me, where I am located, right? So here, suppose you ask me, ma'am, where are you? Exactly. Okay, exactly where are you? So here I'll be telling you, I am in my bedroom. Okay, so here I told you about my location, right? My location is in my bedroom. Okay, why I use this in with bedroom? Because bedroom is an enclosed place. If you remember, I had told you about the uses of in, at and on, right? In we use when we talk about enclosed space. जब हम किसी enclosed space के बारे में बात करते हैं तो वहां पे हम in use करते हैं. तो bedroom is an enclosed space, right? It's not a point of place, right? It's not a corner. It's an enclosed space, right? So that is why the preposition that I used here, that is in. And here when I use this in, it told you about my location. It told you about my place where I am located. So this is what we call preposition of place, which helped me to express to you, to indicate to you where I am exactly. Okay. Now here, what if I ask you, where are you now? It means I'm asking about your location, right? So here you can answer, ma'am, I'm in Delhi, ma'am, I'm in Bangalore, ma'am, I'm in Mumbai, right? So there you have to use a preposition to tell the location. If you don't have any preposition, then you would not be able to tell me about the exact location. Okay, so this is what preposition of place is. इसे हम बोलते हैं preposition of place, and this we use to indicate about time, about place, about the location of something or someone. Now the next question for you is, she lives dash Delhi. Now let me give you a hint. This is a question based on preposition of time. Preposition of place, right? Preposition of location. Here you have to tell me about the location. Delhi is there, right? It means you are telling me about the location where she lives. So what we are going to use here? The options that we have is in. Second option that we have is at. Third option that we have is on. Now, where do we use this in? In, as I told you, in we use for enclosed space. At we use for a point of place. Okay, if you are talking about point of a place. Okay. Now, on preposition we use when you have to talk about the thing that is on the surface of something, that is kept on the surface of something. Okay, so now you have to give me the answer here. Which option is going to be the right option for the given blank? She lives in Delhi. Now we have to check. Delhi is an enclosed space. Delhi is a point of a place. एक जगह का कोई एक point है, या फिर Delhi is something which is kept on the surface of something. Okay, so it's so obvious. Delhi is an enclosed space. Enclosed space, right? And as I told you, for enclosed space, what do we use? What preposition do we use? We use in for that matter, right? She lives in Delhi. Okay. Now the next question for you is this one. Next question is going to be this. I met her dash the bus stop. Now tell me, we are talking about, obviously we are talking about a place, right? So it means we have to use preposition of place here to tell the exact location. So since we are talking now here, what do we need to check first of all? Whether we are talking about a point of a place, or we are talking about the whole place, means an enclosed space, or we are talking about some place which is on the surface of something. Okay, so here I met her dash the bus stop. So bus stop, it's so obvious. Let's take example of Delhi only. Okay. Delhi is an enclosed space. There are so many bus stops, right? So bus stop is a point of a place, right? उस जगह का एक point है. Delhi पूरा Delhi is a whole space where this point is, right? Bus stop is a point of a place. And in that case, what preposition do we have to use? We have to use at, right? At. Because bus is not an enclosed space, but is not something which is touching the surface of something, but bus is point of a place. Suppose this is a Delhi, right? ये आपका Delhi है और जो है there is a point here you find bus stop, right? यहाँ पे आपका bus stop है. So you can say on this basis now you must have understood that why we used at. At we use for smaller places, okay? Comparatively smaller places के बारे में जब बात करते हैं जो enclosed space के अंदर आता है, there we use at, okay? Then next one is, do we have any more question? Yes, we have so many questions left. Next question. I hung her shirt dash the door. Okay. I hung. Where do you hang anybody's shirt? डोर की बात करें तो आप डोर के सेंस में आप कहाँ पे किसी की शर्ट को हैंग कर सकते हो? Behind the door, right? So behind the door, if we have to tell the location, we cannot say on the door or at the door. We can use behind the door here, right? I hung her shirt. डोर के पीछे मैंने hung किया. So this behind tells you about the location of the shirt. So behind is a preposition of a place. Preposition of place. Why? Because it helped you to express, to indicate the location of something. Okay, that is why behind is a preposition of place. Now the next question for you is this one. The plane is just dash the cloud. Okay, the plane is just dash the cloud. Now, if you have been on a plane, आपने देखा होगा, you must have noticed there are times when the plane is above, right? Cloud के ऊपर है. And there are times when the plane is below the cloud. नीचे है. तो ऊपर के सेंस में you use above, नीचे के सेंस में you use below, right? So you have two options here. Above, below. And either of them is correct. Okay? You can fill above also, you can fill below also. So whatever you feel like filling here. So these two are preposition of place. Okay? Because they help you to tell the location of something. When something is above or something is below. So in this case, you'll be using above. In this case, you'll be using below the face, right? My hand is above my head. My hand is below my face. Okay? So here, either of them you can use. The plane is just below the cloud. Below the cloud. Okay? Now, next question for you is this one. Why do we use preposition of time? Preposition of place we are done now. Okay, we have understood. Preposition of place, place जो होते हैं, they are the words that we use to tell about the location of someone or something. For a person, for a thing, for anybody. If you have to tell location of something or someone, you use preposition of place. For example, above, below, on, in, at, right? So many examples are there. Now then, next one is, why do we use preposition of time? So from the term itself, it's very clear. It must be the words that help us to indicate about the time, that we use to indicate about the time of, right? So why do we use preposition of place? To indicate about, we use them to indicate or express, to indicate about time. Now, one more clarification I'm going to give you here. Could be, this time could be seasons, this time could be years, this time could be hours, this time could be part of the days, part of the night, anything. टाइम के सेंस में वो आपके मंथ्स हो सकते हैं, सीजन्स हो सकते हैं, years हो सकते हैं, डेज के बहुत सारे पार्ट्स होते हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल मॉर्निंग, इवनिंग, नाइट. सो टाइम के अंदर ये सारी चीजें फॉल करती हैं. ओके, सो दे ऑल fall under preposition of time only. Whenever we have to express about season, we have to express about month or the year or hour, exact hour. So we have preposition of time for that. And one more confusing thing that we people get confused about, that there are same words as preposition of place for preposition of time as well. And understood that day, we understood the difference between them, how we are going to figure out which preposition is a preposition of time, which one is a preposition of place, right? Because they are same words. So that is why, for example, in we can use to express about a place, in we use to express about time. Now, based on the sentence, we can figure out what it is talking about, whether it is talking about a location or in is talking about time. Okay? So, until or unless you read the sentence, you are not going to understand what it is, what preposition, what type of preposition it is. Okay? So, if you have to figure out, please read the sentence first of all. Okay? Once you have read it, definitely you will understand whether it is talking about a location or a time. Okay, so here we understood we revised it, why do we use preposition of time, right? We use them to indicate about time, about seasons, months, years, hours. Now this is the first activity for you based on preposition of time. Okay, so she reached dash 7 o'clock. Now here you have three options. You have three options: in, on, at. Now we have to check whether it is talking about a month, whether it is talking about a season, whether it is talking about exact time, whether it is talking about year. What it is, that we have to see first of all, and then accordingly we can use the preposition there, right? So she reached dash 7 o'clock. Now this 7 o'clock is not a month, this 7 o'clock is not a year, this 7 o'clock is not a day, right? This 7 o'clock is not even a part of a day, but exact, this is 7 o'clock is exact time, or you can say exact hour. And I had told you, if you remember, in that class in preposition part 1, I had told you whenever we have to express about the exact time or hour, what do we use? We use at there, right? For example, when do you go to school? What is the timing, right? If you have to express about the timing, exact timing, when you are supposed to reach to the school, then you will say I reach I reached my school I reached my school today 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 dash 8 o'clock. Okay, so here you can see 8 o'clock, you're telling the exact hour, exact time when you reached the school today. आज आप कितने बजे exactly पहुंचे हो, that you are expressing. So with exact time, with exact hour, what preposition you have to use? You have to use at there. Okay, so I hope this one is very clear to you. So whenever you will be expressing, whenever you will be telling exact time like 6 a.m., 6 p.m. or 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 1 o'clock, there you have to use at. Then next question for you, this is the next activity for you, where you have to read the example and then you have to tell me what preposition you are going to use here. So what are the steps for that? The steps are, first of all, you need to check what is it talking about. Definitely this is one of the examples of preposition of time, right? Now time के अंदर बहुत सारी चीजें आ रही हैं, months, years, exact hour, days, right? Now what you have to do now, first of all, you have to check whether we are talking about a month, we are talking about a day, year, or what. So I will come dash Saturday. What is this Saturday? This Saturday is day of a week, right? Day of a week. So what in that case, what we are going to use if we are talking about day, any of the days of a week? If we are talking about any of the days of a week, there we are supposed to use on. Okay, on Saturday. Now, one example I would like to give you here of preposition of place, okay, by using on, same word, same preposition, okay. The dress, the dress is kept on the bed. The dress is kept on the bed, on the bed. Now you can see same example, same preposition I have used for both the examples, right? On the bed, on Saturday. Now what is the difference between these two ons? Okay, how are we going to recognize which one is of what type? So first one is talking about what? First one is talking about the location of the dress, right? Here this one is talking about location, and second one is talking about time, right? So this is how you're going to understand the difference between the uses of on at different places. Okay, whether it is telling you, whether it is indicating to you about the location of something or someone, or it is indicating to you about the time. Okay, so for that you need to, first of all, you need to read the examples given there, and then you would be able to find the difference. You would be able to identify which one is the time, which one is the place. Now, next example for you, this is the next activity where you have to perform, because I have to ensure that you have understood it well. I reached dash the evening. Now, what are we talking about? Definitely, we are talking about time. Time in what sense? Time, part of a day, right? Part, we are talking about part of a day. Evening is a part of a day. Now, what in that case? If we are talking about any of the parts of a day, then what preposition are we supposed to fill there in the blank? So I reached in the evening. We have three options here, right? On, in, and at. Okay, same examples as prepositions of place, right? Now here, which one are we gonna fill here? We will be filling in. So if we are talking about the parts of days, there we are supposed to use in. In that case, for example, morning, afternoon, evening, with these three we use in. Okay, morning, afternoon, if you're talking about morning, if you're talking about afternoon or evening, with them you have to use in. Okay, इनके साथ आपको in use करने हैं. What about night? What if we are talking about night? What preposition are we going to use to indicate about night? So whenever you have to, whenever you have to talk about night, with night, you are going to use at. Okay, at night, in morning, in afternoon, in evening. Okay, so these are the examples. So please remember, whenever you talk about night or midnight, you have to use at there. Okay, other than that, whatever you're talking about, like morning, afternoon, or evening, you are supposed to place in preposition there. Okay, I hope this is clear to you till now. Now, one example I would like to give you here, so that you can understand the difference between in that we use in that we use as preposition of location, and in that we have used here for preposition of time. So one example I would like to give you here. I reached, I reached, just a moment, not this example, it will be I I am in Delhi. Okay, I am in Delhi. It means So you can see I have used the same preposition here and here. Okay, now we have to understand the difference between the use of in here in the first one and the use of in here in the second one. Okay, so the difference is I am in Delhi. It means in is talking about location here. Here in is talking about my location. Okay, where I am exactly. It is talking about location. And second in is talking about time when I reached, right? So this is talking about time. So this is how you're going to understand the difference between use of in for location, use of in for time. Okay, this is the way. You have to read the examples and then you would be able to understand what is the right place for what is the right place where you have to use in for location and where you have to use in for time. This is how you're going to understand this. Now the next example for you is this one. I reached dash 31st of March. Now what is this? This is the exact date, right? This is not a month. This is not a day of week. This is not part of a day. 31st is a date, right? Exact date we are talking about. So whenever you are talking about, whenever you have to tell the exact date of something, there you have to use on. Okay, so with dates you're supposed to use on 1st of January, 2nd, 3rd. If you are supposed to fill preposition, you'll be filling on without any doubt there. Okay, now here I would like to give you one example of on. Okay, so one example, I the pen is on the desk. The pen is on the desk, full stop. Okay, now here you can see I used on here as well as on here as well, with date as well as with the desk. Q, why? Because here in the first one I'm talking about the surface. That pen is kept on the surface of the desk, right? So for that matter we have to use on. If something is kept on the surface of something, for example, this is the example. This pen is touching the surface of my hand. It means the pen is on my hand, right? And it is also telling you about the location of the pen, right? So in that case, you'll be using, here on is telling you about the location. And the second example, it is telling you about the time. Time in the sense, with dates you have to use on. Okay, so I hope this example you have understood. If you have any query here, please raise your query here in the chat box. Now the next example I'm going to deal with, now we don't have any more examples based on preposition of time and preposition of place. Now what do we have here? We have third type of preposition that we are going to learn about today. That is what we call preposition of movement and direction. From the term itself, it's very clear. Whenever you are moving from one place to another place, in that case, in what direction you are moving. So somewhere preposition of movement and direction, they are correlated. Okay, so if you are doing the movement, it means you are going from one place to another place in some direction, right? So that is why I've covered both of them at the same place here. Definition of them. Preposition of movement and direction. What do we understand by it? So first of all, let's go through the definition and then we will understand them with the help of different examples. Okay, I have different examples for you. So one by one, we'll be dealing with them. So first of all, they are used to show. We use such kind of prepositions to show, to indicate what? To indicate movement from one place to another place. Okay, suppose this pen, you see the movement in this pen, right? This pen is moving. Now, in what direction this pen is moving? We have set of prepositions to express it. Okay, so ऐसे prepositions that we use to express about the movement and the direction at the same time, we have a set of preposition for that, and they are called preposition of movement and direction. Okay, so here first example that we have, which is where you have to have a look here on the picture and you have to tell me, in this case you can see this ball. The ball was here initially, this ball moved from here and it went inside, right? You could see the movement of the ball going from this place. This was the first place. It started moving. It moved. This arrow is showing you, this arrow is telling you about the movement of the ball, right? This arrow tells you about the movement. Movement. Now, what in that case? What preposition are we going to use there? So, based on the picture, if we write down the example in the words, it will be like this. The ball went into the box. Okay, the ball went into the box. Why into we have written here? Because there was movement. If there is movement, when some movement is happening, something is going from one place to another place to the inside, there in that case we'll be using into. Now, there are many students who get confused about the use of in and into. ओके वो कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं कि इन कहाँ यूज करने हैं इनटू कहाँ यूज करने सो वन एग्जांपल आई वुड लाइक टू गिव यू हियर where I'm going to use in preposition and then I'll make you understand what is the difference. Okay, the ball the ball is in the box. Okay, the ball is in the box. Now, what is the difference between in and into? Why I filled into there and why I filled in here? What is the difference? The difference is when ball went there, there was movement, right? And if we convert this in Hindi, it will be the ball is in the box, ball box mein hai. It means it is already there. Okay? It means it is already there. If something is already there inside, in that case, we'll be using in. And what if something is going inside by doing movement? In that case, we'll be using into. अगर कोई चीज पहले से किसी चीज में रखी हुई है, inside it is kept. In that case, we'll be using in. Okay. So I am in a bedroom. Okay. I am in a bedroom. It means I am already here in this room. And what if I do some movement and I go to some other room? Okay. When I will say I went to the drawing room, I went to the drawing room, it means I did some movement there and then I went there. So in that case, I'll be using into. उसमें मैं into use करूँगी क्योंकि मैंने movement किया and then I went there. And here I'm already there. If you're already there without movement, there will be using in. I hope this difference is clear to you. Into and in may, I hope this difference is clear. If it is not clear to you, please raise your query here in the chat box. Okay? If you don't understand the difference between the uses of in and into, you will always do mistakes. Okay? Now, into, let me clear. Into is a preposition of movement. Okay? Why? Because it tells you about the movement of something going from one place to another place. Okay? Now the next one. She is going dash the garden. She is going dash the garden. Okay? Now here, direction. For direction, what preposition do we use? Here you are talking about the direction, right? Where she is going. She is going in the direction of garden. If she is going in the direction of garden, we have a preposition for that we can use, right? For example, I am going dash the school. You are going where? In what direction? You are going in the direction of your school, right? So for that matter, we have a preposition. उसके लिए हमारे पास एक preposition है. अगर if you are going from one place to in a certain direction, there we have to use to. For example, she is going to the garden. To the garden means it indicates to you about the direction, in the direction of the garden. Okay? To tells you about the direction. To the garden. अगर आप किसी चीज के direction में जा रहे हो, there you'll be using to. One more example I would like to give you here. That is, I am going I am going dash the school. Dash the school means I'm going where, in what direction? I'm going in the direction of my school, right? And in the sense of direction, what preposition do we have to use here? I'm going to, right? As I told you, it's same as the first example. So that is why I hope you have no confusion here. I'm going to the school. Okay, and then you have to put full stop. So to tells you mainly about the direction, in what direction you're going. You are going in the direction of your house, you are going in the direction of the garden, you're going in the direction of a mall. So to tells you mainly about the direction. Okay, next one is he poured the water. He poured the water. So now whenever you pour water किसी चीज में, for example, I have a glass and I have to pour the water. Now when I am pouring the water, you can see the movement of the water there, right? For example, I'm going to draw the glass over here. This is a glass. I'm not very good at drawing, so please don't mind. So this is a glass, okay? And here I'm going to pour water into it. मैं यहाँ पे water pour करूंगी, ठीक है? You can see the movement of water here, right? You can see the movement of water. And same example I gave you before, if you remember, if you see the movement of going one thing from one place into inside another thing, then what you have to use in that case? Movement of water you see here, as you saw the movement of the ball going into the box, right? So what preposition will be using here? We'll be using into. We will not be using in. When we are going to use in there, जब हम इसको sentence ऐसा होगा, when the water is already there inside the glass. If the water is already there inside the glass, then you will be using in. Okay, for example, the water is dash the glass. Okay, so here you can see water is not doing the any movement here, right? You cannot see the movement of the water. It is already kept there in the glass. So what in that case? What preposition you'll be using there? You'll be using preposition of place, not the preposition of movement. So it will be in. When something is already located inside of something, there you use in. And if you see the movement, there you have to use into. So this is what we call preposition of movement. Movement. And the first one is preposition of place, because it is already located there, right? Now the next one, what do we have next here? I climbed dash the stairs. I climbed dash the stairs. Here it is telling you, here you have to indicate about the direction, okay? Here you have to indicate about the direction. In that sense, what are you going to use? When you climb the stairs, either you go up or you come down, right? So here both options you have, up. So either you can climb the stairs up or you can climb the stairs down. So either of them you can use here for the given blank, down. So I climbed what? I climbed up these stairs. Okay, so here up is telling you about the direction. So that is why up is a preposition of direction, because it is giving you idea about the direction where I climbed. That is why this is what we call preposition of direction. Okay, now let me check how many slides we have left here. Just let me have idea. Okay, we have one more slide left. So I hope you have understood preposition of movement and direction. Next one is this one. Okay, what do you see here? This is the blue color is telling you is this is representing you a road. Okay, this is a road. Suppose this is a road and there is a ball which is going from one side to another side. Okay, this is going from this to another one. Then what in that case? It And let me tell you, it crossed it. Okay, this ball jo hai, ye ball, when it went from one side to another side, it crossed. It crossed the road. It crossed the road, right? After crossing only, it went that side of the road. It crossed the road. So what in that case? For that also we have a preposition which we don't generally use, which is what we call across. Okay. So how we are going to write the example over here based on the picture? The example will be the ball went across the road, right? Now let's take example of you. Okay, suppose you have to cross the road. Okay, आपको road जो है cross करके जाना है from one side to another side. Now that process, now you went from this side to another side of the road, and that time you cross the road, right? So what in that case? I went across I went across the road. I went across the road. Full stop. So here across is the preposition which is telling you about the movement as well as the direction. Okay, it is giving you idea about the direction as well. Now one more example here with down. Down also tells you about the direction. So how are we going to write the example with it? It will be she came down she came down to have some water. Here down is telling you about the direction. Okay, that she came down. In what direction? Downwards, right? So this down tells you about the direction, indicates to you about the direction. Okay, that is why down is preposition of direction. Preposition of direction. Direction. So you can give me more examples here in the chat box if you are aware, if you feel like giving me here, because there are many examples of prepositions that I'm ever ready to receive. Now let me ask you all, I hope whatever I taught you today, we dealt with preposition of movement and direction. So I hope this is very clear to you. If you have any confusion in this part, please go ahead with your query. And let me ask you, let's recapitulate first of all, before we are done with the session, we should recapitulate once. So today we are done with preposition chapter. Part 1 we had done, and today we covered part 2. So I hope you have understood every single thing, every single example, every single type, everything, whatever I taught you. So initially what we learned, what prepositions are. Where is the right place where we use prepositions, right? So prepositions are the words that we use to establish relation between two things, and also it tells you about location, direction, movement, time. Then we learned about what is the right place where we can use preposition and where we find prepositions. So prepositions are always placed before nouns or pronouns. So whenever you have to, there is a trick, whenever you have to look for preposition that you can find only before any noun or pronoun. Okay, then we learned about three kinds of prepositions. First one was preposition of place, then we learned preposition of time, then we learned preposition of direction and movement. So preposition of place tells you about the place where something is placed or located. Preposition of time tells you, indicates to you about the time. Time means months, dates, years, parts of the days, exact hours, exact time. Then we learned preposition of movement or direction, where preposition help us to indicate about the movement of someone or something going from one place to another place. Okay, so I hope whatever examples I gave you, they must have made you understand. If there is anything where you want clarity, please ask me here in the chat box. Now here I'm going to make you all revise the steps that we need to follow if we want to have Unacademy subscription, because here I already told you what are the benefits that Unacademy is giving you. Here Unacademy is giving you so many benefits like doubt solving sessions, unlimited access to the platform, then test series, so many benefits you are getting here. And also I told you about the types, what are the types available here that you can go for, right, that you have to decide. So once you have decided, okay, I will have this kind of subscription for these many months, after that, the steps that you're going to take, first of all, you need to ensure that you have an Academy learning app in your phone. If you don't have, please go to the Play Store, from where you have to install the app, Unacademy learning app. If you don't have it in your phone, install the app. Once the app is installed in your phone, then what you have to do, you have to go inside the app to manage goals, from where you have to pick your category. Suppose your category is CBSE class 6, you will pick CBSE class 6 from here. After that, you have to pick what kind of subscription you want. Suppose you want plus wala, you will pick plus from here, and then you have to click over here, get subscription pay. After taking these steps, it will ask you whatever subscription you are taking, for how many months you are taking it. Suppose you have planned to take it for 36 months, you will pick 36 months from here. Then while doing the payment, if you apply this code, which is my code, which is given in red, which is Smriti10, definitely you will get 10% discount on that. So no matter what category you're going for, no matter for how many months you're taking the subscription, the only thing which matters here is that you are having an Academy subscription. That time, if you apply this code, definitely you will get 10% discount. Now it's about my channel. So here, as many of you have been aware and are aware, that I have started my channel, which is named as English Junior Pro, which is on YouTube, which is for the category 6 to 8, where I'm teaching English grammar, literature, vocabulary, and lots of quizzes also I'm going to conduct based on the topic or subtopics that I already have taught you. So what I expect from you here, that please make people aware of this channel, tell them about the category, what I'm teaching here, everything, make them aware of, and then bring them to the channel, make them subscribe to the channel, make them attend my sessions. If they are gonna like my sessions, they will hit the like button and share with everyone. Okay, now here I have to say thank you so much for participating in the session. I hope you all enjoyed the session, and not only enjoyed, but also you all understood the concept that I taught you, because prepositions is one of the very crucial topics that you are supposed to learn well. You should have that understanding. So if you have any query there, please put it here in the chat box. I will definitely try my best to resolve your doubts, whatever doubt you have. And what I have to say next, please let's meet again tomorrow, because we have sessions tomorrow. Let's catch up tomorrow. Till then, bye bye everyone. Take care of yourself.